Hey guys, thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is Varush and this is your pick a card reading for the next 30 days. This is a timeless reading so you can watch it anytime. I'm filming in December 2019. You have three different options, number 1, number 2, and number 3. There's lots of cards in each. I also did a ceremony for the next 30 days. That's linked in the description. It's in the main channel. And there's a big all sign reading for the next 30 days also linked in the description so you can go over there. The all sign reading is members only for now. It may be available for everyone a later point in time, so if you want to save some money, then you can come back and check it out then. Okay, so why don't we start with number 1 first. There's a lot of cards in the pile. I tried to kind of mix them up and give a lot of different cards from different decks. So let's see what happens for you guys. Hi, number 1, and welcome to the video. So if you're interested, let's find out what's going on in the next 30 days. Your first card is, we have the 7 of Angels. So I feel like you will be backing off or removing yourself from a situation. I think that you feel as though it's a little bit too tricky for you right now, maybe too complicated. You're taking a step back from something, and that's actually a sign of progress. So you can see the card is called Progress. And what that means is that you're taking a chance. I'll show you guys the card close up. You're taking a chance, okay? You're taking a chance and you're sort of differentiating from the way that you behaved in circumstances before. So it's a different approach to circumstances. It's a different approach to situations. So you're going about things slightly differently than you normally would have. I think you feel in some way drawn to, like, you'll do better just by avoiding the issue that you've been facing up until now. And so you see that confronting it, trying to convince someone of something, or trying to convince someone of you being correct, is futile. This is called futility in other decks. So I feel like you learned that lesson, and so rather than trying to convince someone, you're just gonna go and achieve what you want maybe elsewhere. Here is the next message. We have the 7 path. So we have 2 sevens lined up right away. So this is the Chariot card in other decks. Sorry, it's a little bit dark in here today. So we have the path, Chariot. I think it's like overcoming things. Before you would answer to things really directly, and now you're taking a step back and you're no longer like feel the need to confront or to in some way discuss a situation. You understand that you can spend a lot of energy trying to convince someone of something. It's that old saying that says, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And I think that you're learning that in circumstances you need to take a step back and go your own direction, and that will be more prosperous for you. Here is the next message. We have the Ace of Angels. Somebody's going to reach out to you as you're taking a step back. So they're used to you connecting or trying to resolve a situation. So it's strange for them when you take a step back. I think they're going to reach out to you and try to in some way communicate. I feel like for some of you, this person is going to try to not get their hooks into you, but in some way get you to respond in the way that they're used to you responding. So you might get some kind of a letter or some kind of communication, text message or call that's going to want you to be the way you were before, but you're already understood that this situation is not something you want to put energy into, and so you're kind of backing up. This is a very, very powerful card about learning which direction you're going to go, or learning what the right path is for you. It's kind of connected to the North Node, especially this year. The North Node is the position in astrology where our soul's purpose is developing towards, right? So you're in some way learning that life lesson. You're not spending time on distractions, and this situation is a distraction, and it's going to try to in some way get you involved again, okay? So let's take a look at some more cards. I have Dreams of Gaia Tarot here. So we have the Maiden. So you're relatively in your life cycle of things that are going on for you at this time. You're relatively early in this phase. So we all go through different chapters in our lives. So you're like on page 2 of the chapter, for example. You're just beginning things. I think over the next month, you'll spend a lot of times on beauty as well, like really taking care of yourself or adding something into your beauty regimen. So I think that you're going to really spend some time on enjoying yourself, enjoying your beauty and trying to amplify it or improve it a little bit, or just work on it a little bit, refine it. Here is the next message. We have this card, which is the 14. This is the Art and Temperance card, but this is integration in this deck. And so I feel as though these cards are very linked together. And in some way this is as well, especially with this. I feel like you are going to in some way learn that lesson and really make sure once you learn the lesson, I don't think that you will second guess yourself in these circumstances anymore. So once you've learned the lesson of what you were meant to learn in this situation, these kinds of things that try to distract you will no longer be able to. And with that comes freedom, and you have 3 doves, which to me represents 3 points of freedom. So there will be 3 things that will in some way manifest in your life as expressions of freedom. You'll find freedom in 3 areas of your life, maybe in school, maybe at work, or maybe in your relationship if you have one, or friendships. There's also 2 dragons here. I think that the dragons represent protection. So you have these 2 dragons in spirit. I feel like they're spirit animals that are with you and protecting you over the next 30 days. Also the blue roses. Blue roses represent the past. Blue roses represent oftentimes when you send somebody a blue rose, which is also called a black rose, it often represents that there's a mourning or a death that has happened. But let's not talk about physical death. This is probably more to do with spiritual or your emotional experience. So I think that there's a death that you are experiencing. Maybe you're no longer a child. Maybe you're letting go of, insecurities. But whatever it is, you're really rising above being directly challenged by other people. And previously, I think that you have folded and acceded to other people's will. Now you're just standing up for yourself. Your next card is, okay. So again, I said this in the Ace of Swords. Now, Ace of Swords is a neutral card, but I kind of noticed that there was something off about the energy, and I see this now. So this is a trickster card, 5 of Pentacles. You see the woman in the background. You see the man with the cards. He's a bit of a charlatan. He's got horns, and he has, look at the money he's hiding up his sleeve. So there's someone... like I said, there's a challenge coming your way. I don't think that you need to be afraid, but I do feel like as you kind of integrate and get stronger in this idea of, taking care of yourself and seeing what you get out of situations, there will be a situation or a person who comes up that is going to try to in some way get you involved in their drama, get you involved in whatever's going on for them. Okay, so now I have 3 Lenormand cards. So we're just going to take them all together and then I'll read them. So we have the letter, okay, number 7, 7 of clubs, or of spades, sorry, if you are wondering. These cards are connected. Communication, quick movement. I want you guys to check out where Mercury is in your chart. So if you do astrology for yourself, look up alabe.com/free chart. I'm not sponsored. And find out where Mercury is right now. So he should be, I think, in Sag or Capricorn, depending on when you're watching. So make sure just to find out where Mercury is in your chart, and the house that Mercury is in will be very important with regard to communication for you this month. So over the next month, figure out where Mercury is in your chart, and the house position 1 through 12 will tell you what area of life communication will be very important. Here is the next message. We have the 9 of diamonds, or the 9 of diamonds, the number 8, the coffin. Yeah, there's going to be a communication that puts something very, very quickly at an end. I think that you're going to shut down this solicitation. It's almost like somebody knocking on your door wanting to sell you something, and you already know how to respond to it, so you just really shut it down. And then we have the Labyrinth, which is a bonus card in this deck. Okay, so I think that you'll second guess. You will shut a situation down that is maybe somewhat challenging to you, or in some way maybe a little frightening, or maybe you're dealing with someone who's not that honest. Maybe before you let people like that in, but now not anymore. But I do think that you'll still struggle with a guilty conscience a little bit. I think that you're gonna mull it over your head and like feel a certain type of way about the situation. So here's some John Holland cards. We have mental conflict, the Two of Swords, okay? And then we have the Three of Swords. Wow, okay. Yeah, so I think that you don't like hurting someone, and that's the problem. Like, you don't like hurting someone, you don't like being this harsh. But I think this, you need to really think about not hurting someone, but really about these two cards. This is your core energy, I think, for the next month. And this is integration and the maiden. So like I said, you're starting a new path, a new phase in life. And if you're a man watching, please just adjust the gender. That's not that important in this case, especially. So it's less about your external world this month and more about who you're growing into. And if you keep your focus on who you are becoming, then the external world will adjust. So you need a little bit of patience over the next month to wait for the world to adjust to this person. So don't sacrifice this person. Really enjoy the blue roses. Enjoy the end of a situation. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your protection. And enjoy becoming who you are meant to become. So rather than spending time on worrying about being too harsh or worrying about, causing somebody's broken heart, I think that the message here is that you're supposed to celebrate you and take care of yourself. Here is the Thoth deck. So this is the deck that this card is called Futility in. So we have the Lust card, which is Leo. And we have the Knight of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So I feel this Knight of Cups, and there's someone who's coming for you on the horizon. There's a relationship. If you're already in a relationship, your relationship is going to improve in 2 to 3 months, okay? But for those of you who are single, there's somebody who's coming in after all this happens, and this is telling me that these cards are really, really important for you. Like, you have to take care of yourself, you have to keep your spirit up, and you have to focus on yourself as the most important person rather than all these circumstances that are distracting you from you. So I have 2 more cards for you guys, and then we'll finish up. I have the Fire Gun, Become a Loving Mirror, and it's so funny that this card was chosen because that's kind of what I was saying. It's like you have to become the mirror and let the outside world adjust to you, and that's going to take 2 to 3 months, okay? Here is the next message. We have Euphoria and Honor Yourself. I couldn't say these better, so this is wonderful that they came in with this message. It's very much about you. There's something on the horizon in a couple months, and I think that right now you're going to be slightly tested. It's like that ex-boyfriend's going to call you, the one who always treated you kind of not great, or that friend's going to call you who always stood you up. It's someone who maybe new or maybe from the past, but there's someone who's contacting you to kind of challenge you, to test you, to see how strong this integration is. And I think it's pretty strong. So I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy your freedom. Like things like, do a little face mask. Go get you can even get a face mask for $10. So go get a nice face mask, make a home face mask. Get your hair done, go work out a little bit. If you can't afford to go work out, go for a walk. And especially if it's winter time, that's a great time to start walking, because a lot of people aren't walking, so you'll be kind of on your own out there, enjoying the crisp air. Just make sure to dress warmly. Anyway, so it feels like you're working on yourself. It feels like there's on the horizon something wonderful coming to you. I'll tell you, this combination, I think that you're going to very much bond with someone who's going to love you a lot. This is like the man. This is the man or woman. This is the perfect person coming into your life. And the purpose of all of this is to prepare you to meet this person, okay? Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. If you don't like this option, choose 2 or 3, and that's where I'm going to go now, okay? So that was a fun reading, right? I was okay with that. These cards were uncanny. These Fire Gun and Euphoria cards. That was pretty crazy. That they came up because they were reflecting the whole message of how you were supposed to like nurture yourself and prepare yourself for the next thing and sort of not pay attention to the external world around you. Okay, so let's begin with number 2. Hi, number 2. Welcome to my channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. We're taking a look at the next 30 days. This is a timeless reading, but I'm filming in December 2019. Okay, so let's start with the Art of Love Tarot. Your first message is Page of Trees, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Dreamer. There's someone who is very energetic around you. I feel like if you're a mom or dad, then this is your children. If you're not a mom or dad, then I feel like you have someone around you who's very youthful, full of energy, and very excited about everything. This person struggles with being shut down, okay? Unless it's your child, then no. But if I'm thinking about if this is a person around you, I see a very bubbly person, someone who is just happy-go-lucky and always eager and always really sweet. And you sort of don't understand why this person is in the situation they are, or you're not putting 2 and 2 together. So I'm going to tell you what's going on. This person has a dark secret. The secret is that they get shut down by people around them. That's why they're so nice, because they're hoping that somebody's going to bring them in or bring them in closer. But because they are in, I'm getting emotional, but because they're in the situation they are in life, it's either someone around them that's very dismissive, or maybe just their circumstances are causing them to experience like a chronic experience of being dismissed by other people or avoided. So this person doesn't have some like evil secret. It's a dark secret in the sense that, you know, they're not getting treated right by others. And I think that they're connecting with you because they want you to be there for them. They want to find someone to be there for them. And I feel like they're turning to you because, and this is like a magical thing, because if you recognize this in them and if you accept them, then I think that you have a very kind person who is around you, okay? This person is a worthwhile person for you to know. Here is the next message. We have the 9 of Stars, which is the 9 of Wands, perseverance. So there's going to be times when you talk with this person that I've described just one-on-one. So there will be like conversations on the phone or hanging out at home. This isn't a relationship where you go out together and like, you know, party or be really social with others. This is a relationship of real kinship, almost like brothers and sisters, sisters or brothers. There's a real fidelity and like loyalty between you and this person if you choose to go in this direction. And this relationship will really make you question and try to understand your environment, your world, and it's going to really raise your awareness with regard to your life in general. The next message is we have the 8 of Angels. Okay, we have confusion. I feel as though there's something in this relationship that is challenging for you. I suspect that this is a person who has like a chronic issue, which is very, very hard for other people to be around. So you want to be around this person, but then there's a problem with like how to actually make this relationship work. This could be a platonic relationship, but I'm sensing more of a friendship, like I said, like brotherly love or sisterly love. So I think that you're going to have some thoughts of worry this month about this relationship, because you'll start to care more and more about this person. And as you care more and more about this person, you will start to question, how can you actually fulfill your responsibility to them? How can you be a good friend? Those kinds of questions will come up. Here is the next message from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And we have the Sage. This is number 11. Okay, so this is someone who is, I feel as though you will consult the advice of somebody who's older than you. This person is probably in the prime of their life in some way. They're working really hard or they're being quite successful. It's almost like asking an older cousin when you're 16, asking somebody who's 25, like life advice. This person will give you advice over the next 30 days. And then we have the Emperor. Now, this is getting quite serious and very strong in the masculine energy. So these cards are a little bit different than regular tarot cards. This is number 5, which is the divine masculine. I feel as though in some time in the future, attached to this person that you already know now or you're talking to now about these circumstances, is a friend or someone who's around them that you will meet and with whom you are going to have a profound connection with. So this person is your portal to this person. They may know each other already, or they will meet and they will become very close, like brothers or friends. And they can be women. I'm just describing the cards, so for now I'll just describe it as men. But they will become very close, and through this relationship you are going to meet this person, and this person's going to be significant for your future. Here is the next message. We have the crone. Wow. Wow, very, very powerful energies around you. If you don't know, the crone represents like a woman who is maybe past 50 but not quite a senior. She's a powerful woman, and she's in some way a very magical person as well. I feel like maybe this is who you will become in the future. I think that this is describing where you are going to because of the circumstances that are happening around you now. So this relationship with this young person or young energy-like person is in fact the precursor to a life ahead and your interaction with these two people, and presumably you becoming the crone, even if you're a man. And I feel like there's a relationship between this person and this person. So I'm guessing that the stage of life that this is happening in is like more of like a mature age. You may know each other before. I feel like there's like a long relationship that leads up to something more significant. I'm not saying most of you are going to fall in love with this person, but many of you, it feels very like they're together, but it could be just friendship or another kind of ally. I feel like you are going to take up some causes in the future, and this is why you're learning this lesson now. I feel like you're going to stand up for something in the future. Like your purpose is to fight for something you believe in, or on behalf of someone else. I feel like you'll have a very strong character, a strong voice to say, no, that's not okay, to stand up for what's right. Sorry about the... Okay, so let's take a look at the Lenormand cards. Now these I read kind of together. So we have the fish, okay, fishy fish. Fish is really good, King of Diamonds. And then, so very big business success in the next 30 days. Lots of networking. So whatever's happening now is a precursor to a huge social thing in your life, a social aspect to your life, okay? And then we have the whip. Your current situations with work, I feel like in some way impede your current progress. So this is a long-term forecast here. I didn't mean it, but I think that what the cards are trying to say is that the current events are affecting some long-term aspects of your life. I think that currently at your job there is bumps in the road, and especially true for those of you guys who already know about it. But I feel like you're also changing things up around work. You're going in new directions that are going to be more conducive to your success. I feel as though you will experience or have been experiencing a certain degree of frustration with your career, but I think you are already meeting good people that are going to lead to other things in the future. And so even though I feel like you feel that the future looks somewhat bleak, especially with regard to your career, because of the current circumstances around work. But let me tell you that this situation that's kind of happening parallel to your work stuff is actually going to be the career. It's actually going to be like the place where you find success and power. Here is the next message. You have the snake. So the snake represents sometimes a woman, the Queen of Diamonds, right? and it represents someone who's very shrewd and cunning. I feel like somebody at work is going to get pushed up against the wall and lash out. So be careful if you find yourself in a situation with conflict, then you may want to take a step back, because I think the pressure cooker of the situation is getting so intense that there's someone who is quite dangerous, but not terribly dangerous, just an uncomfortable situation where somebody lashes out because of the tension, and that will affect your experience of where you are working at. And so you will feel as though what I'm picking up on is that you will have a certain degree of anxiety with regard to your work, but the long-term manifestation of what's going on is not your current circumstance. So this is a job, it's not your career. Here is your energy to do with career, long-term forecasts of your future successes. So I feel like there's a certain degree of you feel I don't know, discouraged by the current circumstances a little bit. And then there's this person. The energy right now at the time of filming, December 2019, even though it's a timeless reading, it is very much like a lot of people are to the brink of their patience with things, and so they are prone to lash out and behave in compromising ways, and the way to kind of avoid it is just to step out of the way. Okay, so here is the next message, which is the John Holland deck, the Three of Cups. Somebody's going to come back into your life in the next 30 days, or at least you're going to hear about somebody coming back into your life in the next 30 days. This is going to change your circumstances. I feel like the job that you are doing is based on the fact of who is in your life and in what way. And so you keep this job, even though it's kind of frustrating for you at this time, because there wasn't another way to go about doing things. This is your other way. Somebody is coming back in. And I think that after having conversations with this page of trees, you are going to be receptive to having this person in your life. Let's see the next message. We have harmony. This is the Lover's card. So this is a family member. This is someone who's going to have your back in a big way. Somebody's coming in to protect you. This person will stick around. I feel like you've very much missed having that person around, and so this person's coming in with a lot of positive energy to make sure you're okay. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Thoth cards. We have the Nine of Swords. So this is a lot. You've gotten attached to like a negative vibrational pattern. So that doesn't mean you. Sometimes we step in mud, right? It's kind of like stepping in mud. So you got attached to some negativity that keeps showing up in your life and really demoralizing you. It shows up in work here, this kind of little frustrations, right? Little tedious things that are distracting you from things. The reason it's all happening now because these things are getting resolved, and because of your goodwill towards someone else, and you're enjoying this. This is like a cup of tea with a friend, right? So this goodwill towards someone else, your good disposition towards someone who you don't know needs it, but they do need it. You intuitively are drawn towards this person, and you welcome them in, you bring them in. This act of generosity or kindness is actually going to inform the rest of what's going on. And these are just vestiges of whatever kind of mud you stepped in energetically. So that means that they're not connected necessarily, but energetically they're connected. So it's like a low point, right, in your life. And it's kind of like a stain that you have to just get out after a long period of time. So that's what that is, like self-doubt and worry. Possibly you've even chosen your job as a reflection of going through this, okay? So in other words, you're clearing some bad energy. You're really clearing, some stain on your shirt, basically. Here is the next message. You have the Nine of Rods again. So this is the same card as this. Nine of Rods and personal strength. It's a quiet month for you, actually. A lot of reflection, a lot of talk. It's not alone. A lot of reflection and talking. And then there's this person who's coming in. This person who's coming in may not come right now. They may email you or phone you or let you know somehow that they're coming. You will definitely find out in the next 30 days. And when you find out, then you'll be getting ready for them to come back in, because you'll know that your circumstances changed for the better, okay? Then let's take a look at two more cards. And I have the Samadhi, which is perfect acceptance, okay? So in some way, you've been frustrated with your work circumstances. You're like, what gives? What's happening? Why is this happening around me? Like, I have goodwill towards others. I'm not sure what caused this. I'm not sure where it came from. I have a feeling that it happened by chance, like stepping in mud. I don't feel like you're karmically deserve it or something like that. I feel like it's been a frustrating time for you for some time, and you're just this energy attaches itself to you, and you just can't help it. It is what it is, right? And as you go through this, you let go of the frustration on trying to problem solve all these like like uncomfortable energies that came up, while still being a very kind person to someone else. And that's going to lead you into the company of these people. These are all higher arcana cards, number 11, number 5, and number 6 in this deck, which is different than tarot, okay? So you have some really, like, this is like you're with the elite, and these people accept you for your goodwill towards someone else. So it's like, you know, I don't know if you know the story, but in Poland there's this story about a little duck, and it's like when you help the little duck, it turns into a princess, right? Like, so you're helping someone who, it's like the Frog Prince. That's the story in English, right? So it's like, oh, and there's a little frog right there, right? So there's a little frog. You see the little frogs, right? So you're kind to a little frog. You give it a little kiss. It may be just friendship, but it's that goodwill that brings in the energy of, maybe there's spirits that are coming in to be there with you through things. Maybe these spirits have noticed what's in your heart, and they're coming in. I'm getting so sentimental about this reading. And it's the perfect acceptance of the bigger picture. Like, these little tedious things you've been going through, they're just that, just tedious things. Here's another message. I have 2 9s right now. I would say this is a message. If you have the opportunity, or if you want to, go home. Go home. We have 999 actually. That's a pretty powerful number. So it just says go for a visit home if you can, or reach out to home if you can. But physically going there would be ideal. There's also the Ever Essence, which is cultivate love. And I think that's what this reading is about. Cultivating love in an imperfect world where people go through things. They have their own vices. They have their own attitudes, and, you know, just simply things that we can't necessarily control. And I think you got caught up in the drama of things, but I think your future looks bright. And I think when this person comes in, the things that you're working with, I mean, it's so much easier when you have someone on your side. So somebody's coming in, and it's going to be unquestionable loyalty and support and trust. And I think you're probably going to make a friend with this person as well. Although this person seems as though they may come and go a lot, or have things going on, because they have a lot going on, like I said before, in their personal life. Okay, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. Choose number 1 or 3 if you want to choose a different one. You don't have to take this energy on, and just choose the one that fits best for you. I told the other option, and I'll tell you guys as well, I did a ceremony for this 30 days. What will happen in the next 30 days, it's in the description. And then I also did a members only video, the all sign video. It may become for everybody, so I'm going to link it either way down below, and you guys can go watch there, okay? So number 3, hi you guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching me. And so this is number 3, what will happen in the next 30 days. It's a timeless reading, but I'm filming in December 2019, so you can use it for this month if you like. Okay, ready? Okay, so let's do it. Number 3, your first card is the 8 of Stars, which is Mercury in Sagittarius, Surge. Very, very quick communication coming into your life about something. This is typically called the arrows of love coming into your life. So if you want to take that on as your fortune by all means. Eight of Stars, things changing very quickly because of communication. And I feel as though things will clarify. This is not like things changing for the worse. I feel like things are becoming clarified and things are easing off from pressuring you. There's less pressure on you now. The next message is the universe, okay? Expansion, the world. I feel as though an opportunity comes to you for travel. You may be not making any Christmas plans and then very quickly make Christmas plans. And if you're watching at a different time, there's a very, very fast change in what you're doing. Let's see the next message, the Six of Hearts, which is Sun in Scorpio. You're being called to by your heart. Like you're being called towards someone by your heart. It's someone who you love deeply and someone who may not be near you. I feel as though something changes very fast and love is coming in for you very quickly. Now, when I say love, that can be platonic, romantic, family, all those things. So, but it's very, very genuine and it's very profound. And there's a very fast change, and it's like your sacral chakra. So that's the chakra over your, not sacral, solar plexus chakra. The chakra over your diaphragm. This chakra is your chakra of your will, your ego, your drive, what you do, right? It's ruled by the sun and Mars. And so I feel like it's like a gut instinct that hits you over the next 30 days. And likewise, I feel like somebody's, light bulb went off also with regard to you. So this person is also directing their attention towards you as well. And I feel like things are beginning to change really quickly. And you may see somebody's disposition change very quickly for the better. So somebody who had a bad expression towards you, or a bad opinion even, I feel like that's turning around very quickly. And I sense the feeling that you're baffled. I feel like you're confused by the change or why it happened and how. Okay? So your next card is, we have the Seven of Water, which is Venus in Scorpio. Somebody's being very, very romantic. It's a very like, let me carry you off in my carriage, like this chivalry, and just really somebody is catering to you, sending you like a very encouraging energy. It's like somebody's trying to convince you to date them or to see them. Somebody really wants to see you. This Seven of Cups means that they'll say anything. So although that's nice to feel, it's also very important to take stock of this, because you don't want to be convinced by someone who's just laying it on thick. So make sure with the Seven of Cups that what you're getting into is what you truly want, and know that this person is like obsessed. It's like they're not in their right mind. They're sort of like just obsessed with love, or they feel like they have to do it or they'll never be able to get the opportunity to. So it's like desperate for your love, not just any love. They're obsessed with you, but not in a stalker way. They're just obsessed with, being present. And I feel like this will sugarcoat a lot of things in the next 30 days, which means that you're not going to be looking at the facts. You're going to be looking at the emotions, and it's going to be very romantic. And if it's a platonic connection, it's going to be just very, very emotional and very reassuring of the connection you have with this person, like bonding and community. Here is the next message. We have the Ace of Earth. Okay, so we have, and out of that something happens. Now, be careful if you're being intimate with someone and if you're like childbearing years, because this can mean that you are swept away and you have like romance, and that romance yields a child. So unless you're really ready for that phase, then just be very, very careful. If you're in a relationship, this is you and your partner really, really connecting, and there's a real possibility that there's going to be like intimacy, that like I often hear that when people like get intimate with their partner and they express real love to each other, it's that moment. Oftentimes I've heard my friends and otherwise described the moment when they got pregnant, and it was like that was the day that we made love, and it was like full of love. It was like full on love. And it feels like that because it feels like a Caribbean getaway. It feels like the most genuine kind of love. Here is the next message. Boom. This is the card of love in this deck. It's called Love. You don't see it in this deck because this is the pocket edition, which I really recommend. It's number 12. You guys can look it up on the internet. This is the Dreams of Gaia tarot. I don't remember if I told you. But yeah, there's really a strong outcome. Also, you will receive some kind of gift from someone that will produce for you this experience of love in your life. I feel like there's this could be two separate circumstances where you are in your environment and you're full of love. That's these 4 cards here. And I really strongly feel that this could be a separate situation where as you are feeling this, somebody gives you a very wonderful gift. And I know that the holidays are coming, but this is a timeless reading, so whenever you're watching, this is appropriate for you. There's a real genuine gesture. There's a real genuine gift. Somebody gives you something out of their love for you, out of love, and that's going to bring you two together closer. Let's take a look at the Lenormand. I only read these like together, a little bit one at a time. So first we have a child. So again, remember what I said about pregnancy, the Jack of Spades, and then we have the 7 of Hearts, which is the tree, number 5. If you do get pregnant, or if you get someone pregnant, if you're a man watching, right? Then I feel like that child is going to be very central to the karma of your family lineage. Like they are a profound child. They are a profound child that resolves a lot of family questions, because until that person is born, the family sort of is suspended and every individual contributes only so much karmically to the group. But when that child is born, it's like they're the key, they're the access point for some very deep karmic questions about your family. Also, beginning something new. You're very excited over the next 30 days because you're beginning something new, and it's going to have very, very long-term repercussions in a positive way. It's like you're building a foundation, and you're very excited and enthusiastic about the things that are happening around you. Here is the next message. I don't know if I should cover this up. Let me cover it up just in case. I have little dice or something. But it's the Woman, number 29. Maybe this is in some way... hold on. Okay, so I just want to cover because there's a little bit of nudity. Some of these cards have a little bit of nudity sometimes. So here's the Woman, number 29. So we have this child, the tree, and the woman. This could be also you really wanting a child over the next 30 days, but also looking out for opportunities about which direction you're going to go, or kind of seeking like an answer to something that your intuition is saying you want right now, like having a child or beginning something new. So there's this desire and like looking forward, like where to find it, where to find this situation. Also, you may bond with a woman who has a child, very, very close bond with a woman who may be a single mother who has a child, and this could be a friendship or a romance depending on your situation. But I feel like that's going to be a profound bond. If this is the case, she really wants someone. She's very lonely being a single mom, and I feel like there's going to be like a real closeness that forms, and I think that she's going to be extremely loyal to you. This is a time in your life when there's a lot of love and a lot of like emotions coming to you that are just warm and profound and good. And I feel like all those things that are coming to you, these gifts, these, kindness, maybe a change of a path, it's like the people that you're interacting with, they're so significant for the long-term effects on your life, yeah? Okay, so John Holland deck, we have the Last Judgment, which is the Truth. This is ruled by Pluto. Again, a big decision that changes things. And I have a feeling that somebody is very much thinking about you and very much like wanting to be a part of your life again, or maybe for the first time. Three of Wands, recognition and reward. Three of Pentacles, sorry. A big decision about work and unapologetically going to claim what you want or what you want to achieve. I feel as though the focus is very much for you on achievement and pushing forward, refining who you are, fighting for what you believe. Okay, so two trump cards we have. These are Thoth cards. The Eight of Wands, swiftness. This is the same card as this. Very, very fast communication. Things are changing around you a lot, number three, and I feel as though people are daring to tell you what they want, which is they're challenging themselves to tell you what they want. They are changing their path. They're sort of like they are trying to tell you what they want. They are trying to share with you what they want. They are trying to finally speak up for their rights or for what they want. Like this woman, it's like maybe she's quietly been a mother for some time and now she's recognizing like, hey, I deserve more. Like I want a friend, or I want maybe a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever in my life. Okay, so here is the next message. Five of Wands. I feel as though you've been in survival mode for quite a while, and I feel like that survival mode is over now. I don't think this is survival mode. I think this is refining what you have and the things that are going on for you. You're working a lot over the next 30 days as well. Okay, I have two more cards for you guys. I have doable. The key is within your grasp. Okay, so there's a key within everything is within your achievement. I think that you feel motivated to achieve things, and I feel like maybe some of these daydreams are not daydreams and you can achieve them. You will be not constantly, once in a while you will feel worried that things will not work out. That's a reflection of the stress you lived in the past. So it's not a reflection of your current environment. This is like water being filled into a glass. This is water being poured into a glass. This is building a foundation and moving forward. So believe that everything is within your reach and you should work hard for it and make hard decisions, critical decisions on moving in the direction that you want. Here is the next message. Serendipity. Merge with the flow. So that's what it is. It's like, let go of the baggage, let go of the anxiety and worry. Very quickly, you are going to get presented with options. People are going to ask you to hang out, spend time with them. There's going to be a quick change in pace of your life towards much more harmony with others and like gift giving, big decisions about your work, and maybe a close relationship. Or if this is you actively seeking to diversify your family, to bring more people in. So that's exciting. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. If you didn't like this option, please choose number 1 or 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. As I said in the intro, there's more videos for what's happening in the next 30 days in the description below. And I hope you guys become members on the main channel. That link is also in the description. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.